Good day, gentlemen. Welcome to Man Talk. I got a little bit of time, so let me holler at you. Now, even though this is something I have for the Empress Club, if you want to live a happy life, tie it to a goal, not to people or objects, by Albert Einstein. It really is a smart dude. I'm saying it again. If you want to live a happy life, tie it to a goal, not to people or objects. This is why it's important for men to have goals. I mean, people on the whole, just in case of women watching it, but this is Man Talk. Gentlemen, this is why you need to have a goal. And something that inspires you. Because, people could change their minds, they leave. Your life is going to come crumbling to an end. Or if you tie it to an object, what if it gets stolen? Then what? What if you can't get it? So what? You're gonna cry? You're gonna lose sleep? No, it's better to tie your life to a goal. And Albert Einstein just proved how brilliant he is. Because this is the truth. I've been here and done this. So when people walked out, yep, caught me off guard. It was miserable, but I had a goal, so I kept focused on that. So I kind of thanked them for doing it because it gave me more time to focus on my goal. But anyway, gentlemen, like D.L. Hughley says, that's a message from the GED section. That is so funny. D.L. Hughley is really brilliant. But because he is a comedian, I think people underestimate how brilliant he is. If you get a chance to listen to his show, please do yourself that favor. I'm looking for some other stuff. All right, let me go to my what I already had saved. Excuse me. That quote by Albert Einstein that just popped up on my Pinterest. Yeah. Oh God, gentlemen, we've been doing a lot of work. My God. A lot of people. Oh, good. This is a tribute to my principal who says the same thing. It costs nothing to be a decent person. Gentlemen, you don't got to try to be likable. You don't got to try and like everybody, but you could be decent. And it costs you nothing. And my principal always says, and it pays. You'd be amazed to know the effect you have on people when you treat them with respect. People never forget that. And it does pay. Believe me, it does pay. Been there and done that. Manners cost nothing. That's the truth. But the sad thing is, you have to A, be taught it, and B, have it modeled in front of you. Because there's a saying that children listen with their eyes. So you can teach your children something, but if they see you do another, it causes confusion. But since this man talking, I'm not talking to the Empress Club audience. By now, you should know how important manners are. And I was taught as a child at home, school, church, work, everywhere. Manners and respect take you through the world. And it's the truth. It's the God honest truth. Lived it, proved it. It's the truth. Manners and respect will open doors for you that you didn't even know were there in the first place. Being there and done that. So don't forget your manners, gentlemen. Remember, it costs nothing to be kind. Oh, I don't know if I said this or not. I'm going on the... Oh, let me see if you can see that. Oh, it's not coming through. Oh, sorry. But anyway, I'm going down for Pinterest where it says it costs nothing to be a decent person. I'm going down to see if anything interesting pops up. And... What do we say? You never look good. Oh, yes. This is another one. Manners cost nothing. That was under, it costs nothing to be a decent person. And here's another golden nugget. May your character preach more loudly than your words. And I got to thank my grandmother for this. My grandmother said to live like the light is always on. And that's how I live my life. Like the light is always on. What is funny, three young men that I grew up with, we haven't seen each other in 30 years. When we met again, each of them said the same thing, hey, you haven't changed. And I told them, I'm a penny. There's no changing. Because that's just how I was raised. Live like your life, like the light is always on. Live your life as if the light is always on. I'm me. I'm not going to change. I'm not going to pretend. I get it. I don't have the patience to pretend. I don't. I just don't have the patience. Because then you got to remember who you were with this person and that person. That's too much work. Look, Chief, this meat is still uncut raw. What you see is what you get. End of the story. I don't have time to be trying to impress no one, trying to pretend to be someone, or who I am depends on who I'm with. I don't have time for that. So that translates into, of course, like I said before, my grandmother made me very pious. So that affected my character. And that's how I live my life. I live my life with strict military discipline. Now, I've got over my piousness, but the lessons are still there. I live my life as if the good Lord himself is standing right beside me. If you're not happy, that's it. All right, let's go into something else. Oh, it takes grace to remain kind in cruel situations. As an Aries, who've had people grin in their face, pretending to care about them and be concerned with their future, all the time tripping them up, I must say that is a heavy cross to bear. It takes grace to remain kind in cruel situations. Gentlemen, that's serious business. I have to say thank you to the Lord, all the gods, because it can't be just one God that gave me the ability to have grace in cruel situations. Maybe because I'm not the type of person to take out my problems on somebody because they had nothing to do with it. But I was able to do this. And gentlemen, it won't kill you to remain kind in a cruel situation, because you never know who enters your life that could be of an asset. So some people come to your life and take away. Some people come they are. So as best as you can, if you find yourself in a cruel situation, be gracious to people, because you never know if that's not your ladder out of it. Okay. This got, I always think of my main man, Mark Machenko. I think that's his name. The best preparation for tomorrow is doing your best today. Anyway, the guy, what is his name? He's a Navy SEAL. He started the Navy SEAL 6 program, Machenko. Anyway, he preached the 6 P's. Preparation prevents piss poor performance. Oh, proper preparation prevents piss poor performance. The 6 P's of life. And I was taught that all my life, from when I was a child. If you fail to prepare, prepare to fail. And if you can control it, prepare to succeed. Proper preparation prevents piss poor performance. The 6 P's of preparation and the foundation of life is, I'll say it again. Proper preparation prevents piss poor performance. The 6 P's of life. Well, this is true. I mean, I hope this doesn't have to be explained too much. Well done is better than well said. Money talks, and thank you. I know this too well. Patience is also a form of action. I know this. I know this very well. Too well. Too well. Excuse me. Sometimes the best form of action is inaction. Anywho, a book I came across called "Sitting Still, Moving Forward." That was fascinating, and I have to find. I cannot find that. I gotta look on Amazon or wherever online to see if I could find another copy of that book. Gentlemen, if you get it before me, please read it. "Sitting Still, Moving Forward." That is a serious book, especially for Aries who find themselves in a holding pattern. You've got to read that book. You've got to devour that book. Like the saying goes, the hand of God cannot be forced, or the hand of fate cannot be forced. And Lord knows I try to force it. You can't force the hand of fate, gentlemen. If it's on you, it's on you. Maybe I had to learn to be patient, because I have zero patience. Well, true, I have patience for the elderly and children. That's it. And as a child until you're 12. Because if you've been around me until you're 12 and you need patience, I did a bad job. Anyway, let's move on, gents. This is something unbelievable. Find your peace and defend it well. This is why I choose the people around me very carefully. This is why I discriminate, like I said in the last man talk. Discriminate, 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 discriminate. No price is too great to pay for peace of mind. How did Jesus say it's best to get into heaven? Without your right hand. Like I told my lady, my FU button is well greased. You bring nonsense into my life, I press that button. No arguing. I don't have time or energy to waste arguing with adults. Have a Coke and a smile. You hear that says, find your peace and defend it well. You only get one life now. If you get more than one, you better show me where that tree is. But until then, guard your peace well. I have to laugh at this. A single lie discovered is enough to create doubt in every truth expressed. A single lie discovered is enough to create doubt in every truth expressed. Now, as a young man, I, quote, unquote, didn't have lines to tell women. I don't have time for that nonsense. You understand me? I'm just straightforward. That was me. And a few girls were like, you're never going to get a girlfriend because you're always telling the truth. I said, what, you rather me lie to you? And, the stunned look on their face is like, they were shocked. Being told the truth is a problem. And I'm like, I have to question your intelligence. Like, why would you want to be lied to? Like, take for example, like, when I meet a girl, the relationship, I would say, I won't even call it a relationship. The train doesn't even leave the track, because I tell you straight and plain, if you're comfortable with abortion, me and you may not be able to get together, because I don't understand, if I kill someone, I go to prison. You kill a child, it's okay. If you kill my child, you'll be joining them. And for some strange reason, women don't find that appealing. But it's the truth, I let you know up front. That's among some of the things that I say up front that scare women off. But every last one of them came back years later and said, you know what they said? You know what? You told me the truth. So from the get-go, I don't have time to be remembering lies. That's the one thing. I don't have time to remember lies. I don't have time to waste my brain power remembering what lie I told to who, when, and where. I don't have time for that. The truth, straight up, that's it. Me, I'm a strictly meat and potatoes person. I don't have time for fluff and frivolity and frivolousness and nonsense. Black and white. Anyway, gentlemen, that's how I do it. But you don't have to do it that way, but remember this. A single lie discovered is enough to create doubt in every truth expressed. So tell the truth from the get-go. The world is a book, and those who do not travel read only one page, by St. Augustine. It's the truth. And amazingly enough, what is his name? Petzolozzi. He's an educational philosopher. And he said the same thing, that a child's education is not complete until they have traveled. And if you notice people who don't travel, they have a certain way of thinking. No matter where they are in the world, they all think alike. And I found that fascinating. It's not just where you are. That's a human thing. Anyway, gentlemen, make sure you travel. Believe me, it don't cost as much as you think. Just start the nearest place. And what is interesting, when I lived in New York, I met a gentleman. He was 70 years old. He lived in Brooklyn, never left Brooklyn until the day he was in the Bronx trying to find somewhere. And I gave him directions. And he said, hey, you know, it's a disgrace. You're a foreigner and you know more about New York City than I do. What the New York City? I've been all over the country. Anyway, on the Greyhound bus on a long weekend, I was gone. Take the bus. Just to leave, just to travel. I get wanderlust, so that's why this sings to my heart. This isn't something for me to do. This is what I do. Now, I'm going further and further. Now, the next thing I want to do is to take my family with me, because it'd be much more fun. Because when I'm traveling, I would say, oh, I wish this one was here, I wish that one was here. That's what my money is for. Like me now, I'm not interested in cars anymore. Just traveling, taking my family traveling. Your opinion will never cut me a check. I had this attitude from when I was a child. I don't care what you or what you think or what you get to say. I'm focusing on my goals. And the thing is, that tunnel vision is not until everything fell apart that I realized that I was surrounded by people that hated me. Because I was so focused on my goal, that was it. Anyway, I got over that. I understand what that was about. Anyway, your opinion will never cut me a check. Gentlemen, grease your FU button for people in their opinion. Don't hesitate. Make sure it's oil so there's no lie. Don't let anyone get confused. The only opinion that matters is yours. Now, that's of course if you're doing sense. Now, I ain't talking about doing nonsense now. All right, gentlemen. All right, if you make... But this is my last one. I gotta get to work. The person whose car was supposed to be fixing, they haven't showed up yet. So I say, instead of fuming about being held up, let me go and do something constructive. If you make friends with yourself, you will never be alone. By Maxwell Maltz. Oh! If you come across this book, Psycho-Cybernetics, gentlemen, that's required reading. Get that book, Psycho-Cybernetics. That is required reading. If you want to go from point A to B, in the blink of an eye, read that book by Maxwell Maltz, or Maltz, I don't know how to say it. If you make friends with yourself, you will never be alone. I play well by myself. Do I have friends? Yes. But from when I was a child, I play well by myself. And in fact, it makes you a better friend. So, gentlemen, you need to make friends with yourself and play well by yourself. Without the lotion. Anyway, that's it for now. Anyway, this can be the last one. This may be long because then I'm already at 20 minutes. I try to make these 15 minutes. But anyway, let me do this while I wait. Trust your intuition. It never lies. I was taught this as a child. And I did it. adhere to it because I was told this by so many different people until I experienced it. Like I was walking home and something just told me stop. And I stopped. 2 seconds later, a car ran the red light to make a turn. And there was water on the ground, but it was mud. So the car slipped in the mud and slammed into a lamppost. If I didn't stop the instant I was told to stop, I would have been crushed between that car and the lamppost. And from that day, I trust my intuition. And the God honest truth is, it never lies. And like my teacher taught me, that if the world says yes and a still small voice says no, to the world. And if the world says no and the still small voice says yes, to the world, gentlemen. Or if the world says no and your still voice says yes, if the world says no and the still voice says yes, your intuition never lies. That, gents, thank you for your time. I'm out.